Hi students, here I want to discuss about the KCET 2020. Totally paper was easy. So here I take first question, which of the following halides shows the highest reactivity towards the SN1 reactions? We know that in case of SN1 reactions, reactivity of the alkyl halides arranged as a tertiary, secondary and primary. Actually primary is least reactive, but the given alkyl halide, so A is a primary, even the second one also primary, but this is aryl halides. So fourth one is also primary. But among these four options, second option is correct, because the second case during the SN1 reactions, the second option is a benzyl chloride. It is dissociated. First they form say carbocations. This is a formation of a carbocation, CH2 plus carbocation is formed, and this carbocation further stabilized by the resonance. Okay, this is the stabilized by the resonance. So here CH2 plus, this positive charge shifted here. You know that resonance structure. So because of the resonance, the stability of the carbocations increases, continuations increases. That's why this compound is a more reactive towards the SN1 reaction as compared to other options. So second option is correct here. I go for the next question, sir. In the reactions, they given magnesium bromide, means a Grignard reagent, plus amines. The dry ether, they form X. The number of possible isomers of the organic compound. So first of all, given compound. The given compound is CH3, C, CH3 at CH2, okay, CH2, here MgBr. This is structures given. So this compound treated with the CH3 in amines, so H, NH, CH3 amines in the presence of a dry ethers. So first they form alkanes. We know that CH3, CH, CH3, CH3. Isobutane is a formed here. Plus side product MgBr, NH, CH3. Okay. So this is isobutane is a formed here. So now, what is actually this is a compound X. Now how many isomers possible here? Two isomers are possible, because one is a butane and isobutane, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. This is a butane and isobutane. There are two isomers are possible for these compounds. Okay, butane and isobutane. These are exhibits the chain isomerism. Here carbon atom arranged straight chain, here carbon atom arranged in the branched chain. That's why two isomers are possible. So option second one is correct. Next question. Okay, next one. Next one. Prolonged exposures of a chloroform in human may cause damage to the livers. It is due to the formations of the following compounds. So in this case, prolonged exposures of a chloroforms. You know that when a chloroform exposes to air, they produce very poisonous gas, COCl2, carbonyl chloride plus HCl. This is a danger to the human, damage to the livers. That's why the correct option is a fourth one. Therefore, chloroform is always stored in the closed bottle to avoid the formations of a carbonyl chloride or pathogens. So, fourth option is the correct here. Next question. The steps involved in the conversions of a propane 2-ol to propane 1-ol are in the following order. Propane 2-ol, CH3, CH3OH, propane 2-ol, converted into propane 1-ol. So first treated with the PCl5. So substitution reaction takes place. So CH3, CH, here Cl, CH3. Next, this compound heated with the alcoholic potassium hydroxide. So as a result, dehydrohalogenation reaction takes place. Potassium hydroxide dehydrohalogenation reaction. So product formed is CH3CH double bond CH2 alkene is formed. That alkene further undergo hydroboration and oxidation reactions. Hydroboration and oxidation reaction. So actually here in case of hydroboration and oxidation reaction means addition, this is actual final product is formed. Similar to that, addition of water to the alkene, you have to follow the anti-Markovnik of additions. So here additions of water in the similar product, additions of water in the presence of that B2H6 addition of diborane is formed. Formation of diborane is formed. Addition here B2H6 oxidized with the hydrogen peroxide in the basic media. The final product similar to the anti-Markovnik addition of water to the alkene. So CH2OH. So this is the final product is formed. That's why the first option is correct. Heating the PCl5, heating the alcoholic potassium hydroxide, hydroboration, oxidation. The first question is correct here. So next question, the major product, which of the following on heating you say ethers as a major product? In this case, we know that this is actually Williamson ether synthesis. We know in case of Williamson ether synthesis, alkyl halide used is a primary. Okay, so Williamson ether synthesis means RX plus sodium alkoxide in the presence heated alcoholic solution, they form ROR plus NaX is a formula. This is Williamson ether synthesis. This is follows the nucleophilic substitution reaction SN2 mechanism. Therefore, alkyl halide used in this reaction must be the primary, next preference secondary, next preference tertiary. So in this case, the first options if you consider here, this is alkyl halide used here is a primary and sodium alkoxides. In second case, if you go for this one, this is simple alkyl halides. But if you go for these options R, this is the tertiary. So here actually halogen atom directly attached to the unsaturated compound. So but in this case, the correct options is P and Q. It is follows the Williamson ether synthesis. So that's why options P and Q are is correct. So options, so third one is correct here because it is the C2H5 CH2 plus this is a primary. It is also simple alkyl halide Williamson ether synthesis. That's why option P and Q is a correct here. So next question. So benzaldehyde plus acetaldehyde gives a P. The product P in the following here. This is an example for the Claisen condensation reactions. So here aromatic aldehydes CH double bond O treated with the acetaldehydes H2CH CHO alpha hydrogen atom is required. So we know that I directly write equation. So elimination of water takes place in the presence of a base and followed by heating. The product formed is benzene CH double bond CH CHO. This is the final product formed during the reactions. That's why this is the first option is correct. Yes. Okay. We go for next question. Next one is which of the following is a lowest boiling point? So here first question is the correct because this is the first given compound is ether. Ether has less tendency to form a hydrogen bonding. So that's why this compound is possesses a lower boiling point because of the absence of the hydrogen bondings. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is the strongest base? The strongest base in this reaction is a CH3O minus. Actually, CH3O minus nucleophilicity is around 2,500 times greater than this one CH3CO minus. This is act as the strongest nucleophile. So that's why option third one is correct here. Next one. So next question, in this next question, nitrobenzene treated with the bromine in the presence of FeBr3, it follows the electrophilic substitution reactions. So electrophile attack the meta position because nitro group is electron withdrawing groups. Electrophile attack the meta position. Now this compound is reduction using the tin and SCl. So NO2 group is reduced to amine groups. NH2, here Br. Next, this amine groups, that compound further treated with the diazotizations. I mean this compound further react with the NaNO2 and SCl at very low temperature, 0 to 5 degrees centigrade temperature. So diazonium salt is formed. So N double bond NCl, diazonium salt. Here in this position bromine is there. Next, followed by the, then here once again warm, second steps is warmed with the water. Second steps here warmed with the, this is the first steps process. This is the second process, warmed with the water. The final product formed in this case is here diazonium chloride. Here OH group is introduced. Here B. This is the conversions of a diazonium chloride into phenols. So here OHBr. This is the correct options. Therefore, in this case, the correct options is a fourth one. Okay, OH and B options. Fourth one is a correct here. Next question. Next questions, direct questions. Hensberg reagent is benzene sulfonyl chloride is known as a Hensberg reagents. So options C6H5SO2Cl. This is called a Hensberg reagent. Next question. The carbonyl compound does not undergo aldo condensation reaction. You know, condition for the aldo condensation reaction, they must having alpha hydrogen atoms. But here first option, trichloroacetaldehyde. Trichloroacetaldehydes. This is the formula for the trichloroacetaldehyde, which is not containing alpha hydrogen atom. Therefore, it is not undergoes aldo condensation reaction. That's why first option is the correct here. Next one, hypothyroidism is caused by the deficiency of thyroxine. So first option is the direct questions. So this first option, thyroxine, is a correct here. Next question, C1C4 linkage is not found in C1C4 glycosidic linkage is found in the lactose, maltose, starch, but sucrose we cannot find out. The sucrose will find out C1C2 linkage, but remaining three cases we find out C1C4 linkage. Next question, which of the following polymer is the strongest intermolecular force of attraction? Actually terline. In case of the terline, we have to find the hydrogen bonding. Therefore, strongest intermolecular force of attraction present in this case, options fourth one, terline is a correct options. Next one, which of the following vitamins not stored in the adipose tissues? Okay, it is the direct questions, which is not stored in adipose tissues. Actually B6, it is not stored in the adipose 6. That's why options fourth one is correct here. Next one, which of the following that act as antioxidant? Actually here a good example for the antioxidant is BH, butylated hydroxyanizole. It's an example for the antioxidant. Okay, butylated hydroxyanizole is an example for the antioxidant. That's why the second option is a correct. Next one, which of the following is not related to the drugs enzymes interactions? So coenzymes, allosteric stride, enzymes, inhibitor, antagonist. This term is not related to the enzymes, drugs enzymes interaction. This is related to the drugs receptor interactions. Drugs receptor interaction. This terms related to drugs receptor interaction. But remaining three terms related to the drugs enzymes interactions. So that's why fourth option is here correct. Next one, which of the following monomers can undergo condensation polymerization? Here isoprene, styrene and propene. These three cases there is the presence of a double bond. But glycine is containing functional groups. Due to the functional groups, it is undergo condensation polymerization. You know glycine formula H2N CH2COH. It is undergoes condensations polymerization. Here with the next question, with regarding to the photoelectric effect, identify the correct statement among the following. So you know photoelectric effect, in this case photoelectric effect, this is here intensity versus photoelectric effect. Electric effect, actually it's a depends upon the, when intensity of the light is increases, photoelectric effect is increases. That's why the number of electrons ejected increases, increasing the intensity of the incident light. When intensity of the light is increases, number of the electrons ejected from the metal also increases. That's why third option is correct here. So next questions, 0.4 gram of hydrogens made to react with the 7.1 gram of chlorine to dichlorine to form hydrogen chloride. The volume of hydrogen chloride formed at 273 Kelvin and 1 bar pressure. Here hydrogen, dihydrogen react with the chlorine, dichlorine, they forms a 2 mole of HCl. In these reactions, they can take 0.4 gram of dihydrogen. I converted into mole. 0.4 divided by 2 equal to 0.2 mole. Next, dichlorine is taken 7.1 gram. So 7.1 divided by 71 molecular mass of this one. So answer is a 0.1 mole. They forms 2 mole of HCl. So the volume of hydrogen chloride formed under this condition they ask. First of all, this problem is based on the limiting agent, stoichiometric basis. So first of all, you have to find out the limiting agent. So in this case, hydrogen and chlorine ratio 1:1 means H2 and Cl2. 1 mole of hydrogen react with 1 mole of a chlorine. Therefore, 0.2 mole of hydrogen react with how many moles of a chlorine? So that's why you get 0.2 mole of chlorine. But how many mole of chlorine is present? 0.1 is present. Chlorine is present. That's why chlorine is act as a limiting agent. If you take a reverse order, means H2 and chlorine. Here actually 1 mole of chlorine react with 1 mole of hydrogen. 0.1 mole react with how many moles of hydrogen? Actually 0.1, but here 0.2 mole will be there. Therefore, which is the limiting agent? Chlorine is act as limiting agents. So chlorine is act as limiting agent. Now you have to find out the amount of or number of moles of HCl on the basis of the limiting agents. So chlorine and HCl is a limit. Here chlorine is a limiting agent. So it's a ratio 1:2. Actually 1 mole of here 1 mole is chlorine react with the 2 mole of 1 mole chlorine gives a 2 mole of HCl. Therefore 0.1 mole gives how much of HCl? Therefore it gives 0.2. So number of mole of HCl formed is equal to 0.2 mole. Okay. Then you find out the volume formula. PV is equal to nRT formula. So volume find out. V is number of moles is equal to 0.2. R value, it is given in terms of a bar. So 0.082 into temperature 273. So pressure 1. Okay. If you simplify this data, you have to simplify 4.54 is a get an answer. Options fourth one is correct here. Sir. Okay. So next question, the conjugate base of ammonia. So ammonia, you have to find a conjugate base for the ammonia. So in case of ammonia NH3, here we can find out both conjugate acids and bases, conjugate acids and a conjugate base. Suppose you want to find a conjugate acid, so this is considered as a base. What's the base property? It is ready to accept the proton. They found NH4+. This is the conjugate acid. Conjugate base, this is considered as acid. Acid means they have high tendency to lose the proton. They forms NH2-. So conjugate base is NH2-, conjugate acid is NH4. So conjugate base they can ask here NH2-. So third option is correct here. So next question. A gas mixture containing 25% of helium and 75% of methane by volume at a given temperature and pressures. So the percentage by mass of methane in the mixtures approximately here. A gas mixture contains 25% of helium, 75% of methane by volume. This is by volumes. They are present by volume. They ask here the percentage by mass of methane they ask. So percentage by mass of methane. Percentage by mass of methane is equal to mass of methane divided by total mass or mass of the solutions, into 100. Okay. So but they given here 25% of helium and 75% of methane in terms of a volume. So now we can be simplify this one here. We know that PV is equal to nRT. We know this formula, PV is equal to nRT here, but N is equal to W by M into R into T equal to PV. So here actually we needed W, weight is needed, volume is given. So W is equal to PV, okay, PV into M divided by R into T, but this terms P or RT constant. Here actually volumes and molecular mass. What is the volume? 25%, 0.25. This is first I take as of the methanes. The weight of a methane I taken here. So 0.5, 0.25. So what is the molecular mass of the methane? Is molecular mass of helium is equal to 4, approximately is 1. Next, weight of methane is this is a weight of, first one is a weight of helium, next one is a methane. Formula same. Here V into the M, it's enough. Volume is given, so 0.75. Its the molecular mass is 16. We know that. The final answer is approximately 12 is the answer. If you multiply this one, so then I substitute here. So what is the mass of the methanes here? 12. Mass of the solution, these two combined, weight of the helium plus weight of the methane equal to 13 into 100. So approximately answer 92%. So options, first one is correct, yes. So next question. The last elements of P block elements in the sixth periods is represented by the outermost electronic configuration. Here sixth periods they given. So sixth periods, here sixth period means this one. Here out sixth periods of last elements of the P block elements, 2p6 configuration, no doubt. So that's why third option is correct here, sir. Next question, sir. The formula charge on the oxygen atom in the ozone. We know that ozone formula O3, okay, the Lewis dot representations O, double bond O, single bond O. Here this is Lewis dot representations. This is the Lewis here. So total number of valency electrons you find out here to write O. Total number 8. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So 8. So valency electron 6. 6 into 3, 18. So valency electrons. So we get here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Lewis structures. First you write Lewis structures. Next you find out the charges here. So first you find this here. Find this is the name of the central atom. These are two terminal positions. So in this case, first you find out the formula charges for the center. They can ask only central oxygen. This is a central oxygen atoms. So formula charge find out. So we know formula charges. Formula charge is equal to number of valence electrons on the central atoms. Here oxygen is central atom here. In the 8. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Number of valence electrons on the central atom in the free state equal to 6 minus number of non-bonding electrons here 2 minus 1 by 2 number of bond electron 1 2 3 4 5 6. So equal to 6 minus 2 minus 3. So answer is a plus 1. The central charge is a plus 1. So third option is here correct here. Okay, next question. When same quantity of heat is absorbed by the system at two different temperature T1 and T2 such that T1 is greater than T2, changes in entropy are delta S1 and delta S respectively. Then here we know that relation between the temperature and entropies. Okay, the relations here delta S is equal to Q into T. This is relation. Delta S is inversely proportional to the temperatures. But here T1 greater than T2 is a reverse order. Means delta Sn1 less than that of delta S2. It's a correct here. So delta S2 is a greater than delta S1. So second option is here correct here. Next questions. The percentage of S characteristics in the hybrid orbital of nitrogen in NO2 plus, NO3 minus and NH4 plus respectively. So percentage characteristics you find it on the basis of the hybridations. So first here NO2 plus, next NO3 minus, next NH4 plus. The hybridation state is a find out. So we can find out either formula. We know hybridation state is equal to 1 by 2 number of valence electron plus number of monovalent atom minus charge on the cation plus charge on the cation plus charge on the anion. This is the formula used to calculate hybridation state. If you go for the NO2 plus, number of valence electron, nitrogen atomic number is a 7. The configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3 configuration. Here number of valence electrons 1 by 2 equal to 3 2 plus 5. Number of monovalent atom, there is no monovalent atom, 0. Charge on the cation 1, charge on the anion 0. So answer you get 5 minus 1 4, 4 divided by 2, 2 get it. This actually hybridation state is SP. We know that hybridation state, if its answer get this is hybridation state 2 3 4 5 6 7. If 2 means SP, this is SP2, this is SP3, this is a D SP3, this is a D square SP3, this is D cube SP3 hybridation. Here 2 SP hybridation. So this is SP hybridation, means 50% S characteristics, 50% P characteristics. NO3 minus, here hybridation states find out. So formula same. So NO3 minus 1 by 2 number of valence electrons, here 3 plus 2 5, number of monovalent atoms 0 minus charge on the cation 0, but charge on the anion 1. It is not considered as a minus 1, it is considered as a plus 1. So 5 plus 1, 6 divided by 2 equal to 3 get it. So 3 means it is undergo sp2 hybridation. But last one NH4, you know that this is undergo sp3 hybridation. So that's why the question is a hybrid orbital. In S only they ask here S characteristics. So S characteristics here 50%, here around 33.3%, here only 25%. That's the first option is correct here. So I move for the next question. A Lewis acid X react with the lithium aluminum hydride in ether media to give highly toxic gas. The gas, when heated with ammonia, the compound commonly known as inorganic benzene. So, but we know that inorganic benzene is borosine. B3N3S6 is called borosine. Borosine is I go for the second statement. The gas when heated with the ammonia, actually borosine is formed from the diborane. So diborane B2H6 treated with the ammonia, then we get diborane. B3 we get inorganic benzene B3N3H6. This compound is obtained. That's the starting compound is no doubt here. Fourth one is correct here. B2H6 diborane is correct. So next one, the oxides of a potassium that does not exist here, K2O3, it is not exist. So options Third one is correct here. Next one, oxidation number of the nitrogen atom in NH4NO3 is, it's a direct question, sir. NH4NO3, so you have to find it separately, NH4 plus NO3. Here nitrogen, you know, x plus minus 1 into 4 is equal to plus 1. So x is equal to plus 5. In NO3 minus nitrogen taken as x here, minus 2 into 6 is equal to minus 1. So here x value you have to find out here, x is equal to, so minus 1 here plus minus 2 into 3 equal to 6, sorry 6 here equal to plus 5. So here plus 5, here also plus 5. So that's why here second option is a correct here. Next question, which of the following not a pair of the functional isomers? So question options is first one, remaining are correct. These are the isomers, this is a metamers, this is a functional isomers, this is a functional isomers, but these two are not a isomer. First option is correct here. Next question, identify the X in the following sequence of the reaction. But in this question, benzene react with the 6 mole of a chlorine in the presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride they given. So it is follows the electrophilic substitutions reactions, because you know that in case of benzene 6 hydrogen atoms are present, they are 6 hydrogen atoms are identical. Therefore electrophilic substitution reaction takes place for each hydrogen atom replaced by the chlorine. So that's why final product formed in this case is fourth one, benzene hexachloride. Suppose same question is asked this way, benzene react with the chlorine, here there is no anhydrous aluminum chloride and presence of a sunlight, then you get this is benzene hexachloride is get it. But here anhydrous aluminum chloride is given, that's why the fourth option, it is an example for the electrophilic substitution reactions. Okay. Next one, the metal that produce the hydrogen both dilute HCl and sodium hydroxide, actually amphoteric elements that can be produced the hydrogen gas in both dilute HCl and sodium hydroxide. Good example is here zinc is a good example, because zinc is produced the hydrogen gas in both acids media as well as basic media. For example, you know that zinc react with the 2 mole of water plus basic media OH minus, they forms a complex in basic media ZnOH4. So 2 plus hydrogen gas gets liberated. Same way in a liberated, so same way zinc is react with the HCl, they forms a zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas also liberated. Basic media as well as acidic media, they liberate hydrogen gas. So zinc is a correct option. So next one, a metal exists as a oxides with the formula MO90, metals compositions given M0.96O. Metal M can exist in M2 plus M3 plus state as metal 0.93, the percentage of M3 plus. So here we just assume that actually given metal is M0.96O. So this here in these compositions there are 2 cation is the present, M2 plus and M3. So totally M2 plus M2 3 plus composition is equal to 0.96 compositions. So you just assume that M3 composition taken as X, let M3 composition is taken as X, this is assumption. So now we get what is that's, therefore what is the M2 plus compositions here? M2 plus composition is equal to 0.96 minus X. Okay, so now I substitute in this formula to find out the charges. So given metal M0.96 into O, there are 2 compositions here, M2 plus M3 plus. M2 plus composition 0.96 minus X, M3 plus composition is X into oxygen charge is minus 2, number of oxygen is equal to, net charges become equal to 0, you know that. So now, so 2 into 0.96 minus X plus 3 into X, so minus 2x2 into oxygen, number of oxygen atom is 1 here, equal to 0. Okay, then you have to go for the simplifications. Then The final answer is x you have to solve. X is equal to 0.08 is a get it. This is x value. Then you have to, what is the questions here? The percentage of M3 plus. The percentage of M3 plus is equal to percentage M3 plus. The percentage means the weight of M3 plus or mass of M3 plus, total mass M2 plus plus M3 percentage into 100, that gives the percentage of M3 plus. So this is the 0.08, the total composition 0.96 into 100. Okay, that's the final answer, around 8.3 something you get it. Options second one is correct, 8.3 something is the correct options. So next questions. A metal crystallizes in face-centered cubic structures with the metal radius square root of 2 angstrom. So volume of the unit cell is, here they ask volume of the unit cell. So you know that volume of the unit cells formula AQ. So volume of unit cell is equal to AQ, is the volume of the unit cells. So, but this is a given system is a face-centered cubic lattices. In face-centered cubic lattices, 4R is equal to square root of 2 into A. But edge length A value, this is here what is a given here, face-centered with the radius is a given, A value given. So square root of 2 into the way A value is given here, metallic radius is given, square root of 2 into angstroms, here here structure with the atom, radius is a given, here radius is a given, radius value is a square root of 2 angstrom into A. So here square root of will be cancelled, so A is equal to 4 angstrom, we get it. I substitute in this case. So therefore volume of the unit cells is equal to 4 into 10 to the power minus 10 whole cube, actually 64 into 10 to the power minus 30 is option, but here in this case the 6.4 into 10 to the power minus 21 will be the correct here. So fourth one is a correct. Next one, which of the following is not in a greenhouse effect? Actually there is direct question here, O2 is not involved in the greenhouse effect. So first option is correct here. Okay. Next question. The pair of electrolyte possesses same value for the constant in the Debye-Huckel-Ansgar equation. Actually the same value means actually if you go for the first types of electrolyte, this is a plus 1 cation and anion, plus 1 minus 1, here plus 1 plus 2, this case sodium, first case I consider NaBr and MgSO4. So this is a plus 1 systems, minus 1 systems. So this is a plus 2 minus 2. But they are not, charges are not identical. If you go for the last options, NH4Cl, here plus 1, here minus 1. This is a plus 1, here minus 1. Same ratio, cation and anion ratio. So that's why this is a, therefore this electrolyte have same value for the constants A in this equations. So options, so fourth one is correct. I go for the next question. Which of the following pair of solution is isotonic? Isotonic, we know that having the same concentration. Same concentration is known as isotonic solution. Isotonic solution, pi 1 is equal to pi 2. This is the conditions. Same two solutions have same osmotic pressure is called a isotonic solution. Here the given solution, second option is correct. Actually in second case, barium chloride. So I value, Van der factor I value is equal to 3. Okay, that's why concentration I into C. Actually pi 1 we know that pi is equal to I into C into RT. This is the formula for the osmotic pressure. So first I find osmotic pressure here because R and T constant. So I value 3. What's the concentrations of this one? 0.01. Answer is 0.03. If you go for the second case, sodium chloride number of I value is 2. That's why pi is equal to I into I value is 2. What is the concentration of the solution? 0.0015 The answer is 0.03, you get it. So that having the same osmotic pressure. So option second one is correct here. Next question. Okay. Silicon doped with the gallium. Here gallium is 13th group elements, actually 13th group elements. So nitrogen, phosphorus, gallium, indium, thallium. So that's why this is a trivalent. So this is a trivalent. So silicon doped with the trivalent, we get this is silicon doped with the gallium is we get a p-type semiconductors. So third one is correct here, p-types, trivalent impurity, because this is act as a trivalent impurities. The trivalent impurities added to the tetravalent, that's why you get a p-type semiconductors. Next question. Given that the electrode potentials of the two reactions, iron and iodine, is given, the equilibrium constant for the reaction takes place in a galvanic cell consists of above two reactions. Here equilibrium constant for the reaction we want to find out. First of all, we know that there are two electrode reactions are given here. The given electrode reactions is E0 Fe2 plus contact with Fe3 plus contact with Fe2 plus ion. The electrode potential is 0.76 volt. Second one is standard electrode potentials of I2 contact with I minus. The standard electrode potential is 0.55 volt. These two electrode potentials are given. First of all, you find out the cathode and anode during the reactions. So here cathode, this is act as a cathode, this one is act as a anode. First you find out a cathode and anodes. Higher electrode potentials act as a cathode, lower potentials act as an anode. So first you find out E0 shell. E0 shell is equal to ERHS or a cathode minus E0 of cathode minus E0 of anode. So then we get here E0 value, so 0.76 minus 0.55 volt. The final answer in this case is 0.21 volt. Get this answer, E0 shell value. Next continuation, sir. Then you know formula relation between the standard electrode potentials and equilibrium constant formula. E0 shell is equal to 2.303 RT divided by NF log K, equilibrium constant. This is the relation. So this value given 2.303 RT divided by F value they given 0.06, but N value find out. To find out the N value, you have to find out write the electrode reactions. But you know that electrode reaction for this reactions, we in this case 2 Fe3 plus electrode reactions, you know that 2 Fe3 plus 2 I minus electrode reactions, because it is a cathode, this is an anode, 2 I minus gives Fe2 plus I2. Okay, this is a reaction, electrode reactions. So now in this case you have to balance, you know that here Fe3 plus 2, Fe2 plus I minus 1 to 0. Oxidation states here decreases, here oxidation state increases. So N value we get it. What is changes N value here in this case is 2. N value get it here 2 is value. I substitute in this case. So here's this value is a given 0.06 is a given divided by 2 into log K. What's E0 shell value you get in the previous data 0.21. So log K equal to, if you simplify this one, log K value get here 7. So then I take anti-log of this one, 10 to the power 7. This is answer. So second option is a correct yes. Next question. In aqueous solutions of a NaF is electrolyzed between the inert electrode, the product obtained at the anode is, here aqueous solution of NaF is electrolyzed. So aqueous solution of NaF consists of a Here aqueous solution of NaF consists of NaF plus H2O. NaF dissociated as a Na plus plus F minus. Water is dissociated as H plus and OH minus. Now Na plus and H plus ion moves toward the cathode section. These two ions move toward the cathode. So Na plus and H plus. So Na plus accept the electron, they form Na. Similarly, H plus accept the electron, they form hydrogen. Gas is liberated. Then we know that the standard electrode potentials of these two, this is the minus 2.71 volt. This one is 0 volt. Higher the standard reduction potential, easier to the liberation of the gas. So hydrogen gas is liberated at the cathode. Similarly, here next one is fluoride ions and OH minus moves toward the anode. So I write electrode reaction at anode. So at the anode, electrode reactions. So here first fluoride, it actually gives the electron, they form say fluorine gas, and 2 electron, this value is equal to plus 2.87 volt. Okay. Similarly, water H2O dissociated as O2 plus 4H plus 4 electrons. We know that this value, E0 value 1.3 volt. But in this case, lower value. So which is the lower value of this one? Oxygen. This is a lower value. So oxygen gas liberated at anode. So that's why the product formed at anode they given. So that's why here option third one is the correct. Oxygen is formed at anode. Lower value here this one. Okay. Next question. The solute X dimerizes in water to an extent of 80%. 2.5 gram of X in 100 gram of water increase the boiling point by 0.3%, 3 degrees centigrade. The molar mass of the X is found. The Kb value is given. So here X first dimerize. X dimerization. This is a dimerization reactions. X gets here dimerized. So how do we know that X gets dimerized here? So here X gets dimerized to acetic acid. We studied already. Association of acetic acid. Here also X dimerized as this way. Here too. So initial number of moles is taken as initial number of mole as taken as a. I just assume that 1 here 0. Next number of moles dissociated, number of moles associations here reacted. Here assumption is a alpha. Here actually, otherwise I can write directly 1 minus alpha, here alpha by 2. Okay. Therefore, total number of moles you get it here. Total number of mole get it. So total number of mole is 1 minus alpha plus alpha by 2. So we get 1 plus alpha by 2. This is the answer you get it. Next, I value find out Van der factor. Van der factor's formula, you know that Van der factor is the total number of moles divided by initial number of moles. So total number of moles, you know that 1 plus alpha by 2, the initial number of moles is 1. So I value get it. So I value is equal to 1 plus alpha by 2. But they given how much percent is dissociated here? 80%. So alpha value 80%. So I value find out. So I value is equal to 1 plus alpha value 80%, 0.8 divided by 2. So sorry, here actually not plus, here minus. Okay, this is a minus because 1 minus. So here also minus. Okay. Here 1 minus 0.4 is equal to 0.6. This is the value of which one I Van der factor get it. Then you can find out the directly molecular mass using the formula. So we know formula, I value here 0.6 here. Then we find out the molar mass of the solute. So formula, we know that delta TB is equal to I into Kb into m. This is the formula, or I into Kb into m. So 1000 into W2 divided by M2 into W1. This is the formula. So I value here 0.6, Kb value 0.52. So into 1000, weight of the solute, the weight of the solute is a 2.5 gram. Divide molecular mass of the solute to find out weight of the solvent here 100 gram. So what's the delta TB? Rise in the volume by 0.3 degree. So then M2 value find out. M2 value is equal to 26. Options third one is correct here. Okay. Next problems. Next question. The time required for the 60% of the completions of the first order reaction is 50 minutes. The time required for the 93.6 completions of the same order, same reactions. So 50% is completed in 60 minutes. So directly use the formula. K is equal to 2.303 divided by T log R naught divided by R. This formula is applied here. So I can directly do the comparisons. So there are two data I can consider here. So 2.303 divided by T. First, for this one, how much time is taken here? 50 minutes. Log initial concentration 100. So 100 minus 60, 40. I compare with the second, the time required for the 93%. So 2.303 divided by T. The time is a find out for the 93.6%. Log of initial concentration 100. So 100 93 point this one. So here 6.4. If you subtract 6.4 is it. Now you have to cancel all the terms. 2.3 will be cancelled, 100 will be cancelled. Then final answer you get around 150 minutes. So options third one is correct here. Next, for the elementary reaction 2A plus 23B plus gives a 4C plus D. The rate of appearance of a C at a time T is 2.8 into 10 to the power minus 3 mole per liter per second. Rate of disappearance of B. Here only 2A plus 3B gives 4C plus D. So B and C, with respect to B and C I write here. So rate of appearance of C, you have to find this rate of disappearance of B find out. So equation 1 by 3 into dB by dt is equal to 1 by 4 into change the concentration of C divided by dt. So this is, they not mention anything, this is taken as a 0. Next, so the question is rate of disappearance of a B. So minus dB by dt is equal to 3 by 4th. 3 by 4th, change the concentration C divided by dt. Okay, this is the answer here. This rate is given 2.8, so that's why 3 by 4. This option is correct here. So next question. In which of the following cases chemical reaction is not possible? Concentrated nitric acid is stored in the platinum vessel, it's not possible. Zinc sulfate is placed in the copper vessel, it's not possible. If a reverse reaction is possible, suppose reverse reaction is possible. Zinc sulfate is placed in the copper vessel is not possible. So copper sulfate is placed in the zinc vessel is possible. Gold ornament are washed with the dilute acid not possible. AgNO3 solution stirred with the copper is possible. So here AgNO3 stirred with the copper is possible because copper has high tendency to lose the electron. In this case, they forms Ag is displaced here plus CuNO3 twice is a formed. This reaction is possible. So fourth option is correct here. Next question. A sol of AgI is prepared by mixing equal volume of 0.1 molar AgNO3 and 0.2 molar of Ki. Which of the following is a statement is correct here? Here AgI is prepared by mixing a equal volume of AgNO3 and Ki, they form AgI is a form. But this concentration is 0.1, this concentration is 0.2 molar. So AgI is a form, this is a AgI, sol is a formed. Actually it is a negative charged sol because iodine is accommodated on this one, because AgI, here iodine is accommodated, but concentration of this one is very high, that's why it is a negative charge. That's why correct options is the sol is formed is a negative with the I minus absorbed on AgI. So here first sol is obtained by positive, not possible. Sol is obtained by negative ions with nitrate ion, this is not possible. Sol is obtained by negative sol with I minus absorbed on this one. Third one is will be the correct, yes. So next question. During the adsorptions, this is a direct question from the surface chemistry chapters. During the adsorptions of the gases, adsorptions of the gases, the gas on the solid, direct delta G is less than 0, delta H less than 0, delta S less, this option, second one is a correct here. So next question, the rate of constant for the reaction is given by K into P Z E to the power minus E A by RT under the standard notation. In order to speed up the reaction, what is the, which of the following factor has to be decreased? No doubt activation energy. Activation energy of the reaction goes on decreases, rate of the reaction goes on increases. So options, first one is correct here. Next question, function of the potassium ethyl xanate for the Proth-rotation methods process. Actually the function of this compound is with the Proth stabilizers. Proth stabilizers, that's why it is nature is hydrophobic nature. If it's hydrophilic means it forms a bond with the solvent. Actually during this Proth-rotation methods, sulfide ore particles separated from the solvent. So that's this nature is hydrophobic nature. So that's why it separates the sulfide particle from the solvent. So options, fourth one is a correct. Next question, the sulfide ore is a roasted with the X react with the chlorine. Because sulfide ore, I just take one example, ZnS. Roasted, they form zinc oxide plus sulfur dioxide gas gets liberated. This is taken as X. The X react with the chlorine. So SO2 react with the chlorine, Cl2. They form SO2 Cl2 is a form. So second option is a correct here. Next question. Copper is extracted from copper pyrites by. So here copper is extracted copper pyrite because copper pyrites delta G naught value is very high in the Elegant diagram. Delta G naught value is very high. The in the Elegant diagram, delta G naught versus temperature, it gets here around. Means delta G value very high means stability is very less. Therefore, it can be done with the help of auto reductions. So third one is the correct here. Next question. Bond angles of the pH4 is more than pH3 because actually we know that in case of pH3, it is undergo sp3 hybridization. The structure is P, H, H, H. But here there is a lone pair of electron. Now repulsion takes place between the lone pair and bond pair. Because of this repulsions, the bond angle is less. Here actually lone pair, bond pair repulsion takes place in the case of the pH3. So second option is correct. Next question. Incorrectly matched pair is here first one. Xenon hexafluoride distorted octahedral, correct. This is a pyramidal, so this is square pyramid, but this is a wrong. Tetrahedral, this is not tetrahedral shape. This is actually square planar shape. The shape of this compound is a square planar. That's why fourth one is not correctly matched. Next question. The solution, the aqueous solution of salt A forms dense white precipitated with the barium chloride solution. The precipitate dissolved in dilute HCl, they produce a gas B, which is decolorized with the help of potassium dichromate. Now I take a second statement. The precipitate dissolved in dilute HCl, they produce produce gas B. Actually, in this case, you have to take BaSO3. BaSO3 dissolved in HCl. okay, dissolved in HCl, they form barium chloride plus SO2 gas is liberated, okay, SO2 gas plus H2 is formed here. This is decolorized by, this is a gas B. It's a decolorized by the acidified KMnO4 solution, is correct. So here actually correct options is SO, this one. Suppose if you go for this option, BaSO4. BaSO4 treated with the HCl, suppose this case, if I go for third option, see BaSO4 plus HCl, they form barium chloride, okay, plus H2SO4 is a form here. H2SO4, they not produce sulfur dioxide gas. So that's why here, second you can take this statement, the precipitate is dissolved in a dilute HCl to produce this gas. That's why options second one is correct. Here, identify the set of the paramagnetic ions among the following. Here, titanium 3 plus, Cu2 plus. Here, paramagnetic, we know due to the presence of a unpaired electron. So here, I think first option is correct here. Titanium 3 plus, there's one unpaired electron. Here also Cu2 plus, Mn2 plus. Here in these three species, they have unpaired electrons. If you take Mn3 plus, the manganese, you know that atomic number is 25. The argon 3d5, 4s2. So plus 3 plus, there are here 3 plus, it becomes 3d4, 4s0. There is 4 unpaired electron. In this also there is unpaired electron. So options, first one is correct here. Next questions. How many moles of acidified potassium dichromate is required to liberate 6 mole of iodine from the aqueous solution of I minus? Here equations, potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7 plus H2SO4, acidified potassium dichromate. How many mole of acidified potassium dichromate required to liberate 6 mole of iodine from the aqueous solution? Here potassium iodide is aqueous solutions. The product formed during the reactions, you know, K2SO4 potassium sulfate, okay, plus chromium sulfate, Cr2SO4 tries chromium sulfate plus, so here next 7 water H2O plus iodine gas gets liberated. So you have to balance the equations here. While balance the equation, 7 mole, here 6 mole. Next here 7 mole, here 3 mole. See, in this equation we get it, potassium dichromate from the aqueous solutions that liberates the 3 mole. If you go for the 2 moles here, okay, how many moles of acidified required to liberate the 6 mole of iodine? You want 6 mole is required. 6 per 1 mole, actually here 3 mole of iodine is liberated from the 6 mole of potassium iodide. They ask here 6 mole, it becomes doubles. Acidified is a double, so second one is correct here. Okay. Next question, sir. Phosphorus pentachloride is here. This is the phosphorus pentachloride. It has 5 equivalent. It is wrong. As all the 5 equivalent bonds. Actually wrong. Actually out of 5 bonds are the 3 are the equatorial position, 2 are the axial positions. Wrong. On hydrolysis gives oxo acid of phosphorus tribasic, actually PCl5, dissolved in water, they form H3PO4 phosphoric acid. This is a tribasic acid. This is correct. This is a tribasic acids. These structures, you know, tribasic. That's why second option is correct. Phosphoric acid is a tribasic acid. Next one, the coordination numbers of iron and cobalt in the complex is, here a coordination number is 6, here coordination number is 4. Options third one is correct, because this is a oxalato. Each oxalato molecule forms a 2 coordination bond, 2 into 3, it becomes 6. Here 4 options. Third one is correct. Next question, number of stereomers exhibited by, here total number of stereomers, it's including the geometrical isomerisms as well as optical isomerisms. There are actually 2 cis and trans are possible for these compounds. So cis and trans we can write. So this is a cis and trans. I first write a cis here. So Cl, Cl, next En, so here also En, transforms geometrical isomers, cobalt, Cl, Cl, here En, En, two form. But among these two, this is optically inactive compound, but this is optically active compound. So two geometrical isomerism, one optical isomerism. Total number of stereomers are possible for this compound is a 3. Next one, give the IUPAC name of the compound. It's a direct question. So here first one is a neutral complex, second one is a negative charged complex. So first ammonia is a neutral, this is a negative charge. So this compound oxidation state is a +2, that's why tetra amine platinum 2, tetrachloride platinate 2. So third one is correct here, sir. Okay, this is the oxidation state we get here 2. So that's why options third one is correct here. Next question, Cu2, Cl2 and CuCl. You know that among these two which is most stable? This is a direct question. So actually you know that Cu2, Cl2 and CuCl2. In this case, oxidation state, if you find out 2x plus minus 2 equal to 0, so 2x equal to +1. So here copper X is Cu plus 1. But in this case, copper X is 2 plus. Cu2 plus is a smaller size and hence high hydration energy. Therefore, this is a more stable than this compound in aqueous state. CuCl2 is more stable than Cu2. Options second one is correct. Okay, thank you.